So, what happens when an AI's decision could literally mean the difference between life and death? Today, we're going to break down a real-world problem from an AI certification guide that every single developer really needs to think about. See, this isn't just about getting the highest accuracy score. It's about building a system so responsible you could bet a life on it.
All right, picture this. You've been tasked with building an AI to help doctors detect cancer from medical images. Now, this is not just another app for sorting your vacation photos. In this world, every single prediction could change a patient's life forever. The stakes couldn't be higher.
And that leads us to a really fundamental question. We've got these incredible algorithms that can spot patterns a human eye might miss. But when the stakes are this high, is that powerful algorithm really enough? Or is trusting the machine all by itself a risk we just can't afford to take?
Okay, let's dive right into the scenario. The mission, as it's laid out in the source material from an AWS guide, sounds pretty clear. Build an AI solution to classify medical images and help spot skin cancer. Sounds straightforward enough, right? But, the devil is always in the details.
And here is the real kicker, the challenge. Of course, the system has to be incredibly accurate. But it's more than that. You have to actively minimize risk, especially when you're dealing with very rare types of cancer. Those are the exact kinds of edge cases where a standard, off-the-shelf algorithm might just fall flat.
So, how in the world do you architect a solution for something like this? Well, this isn't just some theoretical exercise. It's actually framed as an official exam question for AI professionals, forcing you to pick the single best approach out of a list of options.
The question puts it right out there, plain and simple. You need high accuracy, and you need to minimize risk. So let's take a look at the tools that AWS puts on the table and figure out which one is actually the right tool for this very specific, very important job. Whenever you're faced with a multiple-choice question like this, one of the best strategies is to first figure out what's definitely wrong. So let's walk through these choices together and just start eliminating the ones that don't make any sense.
All right, here they are, our 4 contenders. We've got a tool for image analysis, one for text analysis, another for data augmentation, and then this thing called human-in-the-loop validation. Now, at first glance, a couple of these might seem plausible, but only one of them is truly designed for a high-stakes scenario like this one.
Let's start with the easy one. Option B, Amazon Comprehend Medical. Honestly, the name kind of gives it away, right? Its whole job is to analyze medical text, things like doctor's notes or patient records. Our task is to analyze images. So yeah, that's a total mismatch. We can get rid of that one right away.
Okay, how about option C, using Amazon Bedrock for data augmentation? Now, data augmentation is a cool technique. It helps you create more training data, which can improve your model. But that's not our main problem here. Our mission requires expert validation to minimize the risk, especially for those tricky rare cases. This tool just doesn't do that, so C is out.
Now we get to Amazon Rekognition. And this one's a little tricky because it is an image analysis service. But here's the key. It's a general purpose service. It's fantastic for, say, identifying objects or celebrities in photos, but for a specialized life or death task like spotting a rare medical condition, general just isn't going to cut it. It's missing that critical layer of expert review, which makes it way too risky for this job.
And that leaves us with our final option. It's the one that directly tackles the core challenge here, the challenge of risk and responsibility. The real solution isn't just a better algorithm. It's about combining the raw power of AI with irreplaceable human expertise. And so, just by process of elimination, we land on the best possible solution, D, using Amazon SageMaker GroundTruth Plus. And look, this isn't just about picking a fancier tool. It's about choosing a fundamentally different and fundamentally safer methodology, human-in-the-loop validation. So what exactly is human-in-the-loop, or HITL, anyway? Well, it's a system that's designed from the ground up to get the best of both worlds. The machine can do all the heavy lifting, sifting through thousands of images at superhuman speed. But then a human expert steps in to handle the toughest cases, to validate the AI's work, and to help train the model to get smarter and smarter over time.
And this slide right here shows you exactly why this is the only correct choice. Just look at the difference. On the left, you've got the standard SageMaker GroundTruth. It's great for general data labeling. But on the right, GroundTruth Plus. That one adds the secret ingredient, expert reviewers. For a medical task like this, you don't just need a human in the loop, you need the right human, a specialist, a doctor. That little word, plus, makes all the difference in the world.
And this whole example just brilliantly illustrates what it means to build responsible AI. It shows us that general tools, no matter how powerful they are just too risky for these specialized fields. It proves that for critical, life-and-death applications, human expertise isn't just a nice-to-have, it's absolutely mandatory. And at the end of the day, the goal isn't to replace the doctor, it's to build them an incredibly powerful tool that augments their expertise and helps them save more lives. That is what responsible AI looks like in action.
This whole thing leaves us with a final, really important question that we all need to think about. As these AI systems get more and more powerful, almost exponentially so, the real challenge for all of us is going to be deciding where we draw the line. At what point, and for what kinds of decisions, do we have to say, stop? A human absolutely must make the final call.